locations that we had fun at when we were a kid. Okay, so we're gonna come up to the Village Coffee, and this was our Taylor's drugstore. You'll see from the pictures, this was where the sidewalk sale was in the pictures. Same fencing and structure, coffee shop. And this was called Taylor's Drugstore. So as kids, our special thing to do was come here and have phosphates and vanilla cokes, and they'd sell penny pretzel sticks, and we'd get our cokes or phosphates and drink them right there at the counter. They had little red stools, and we'd sit on the stool and usually on the weekends. And then they had a magazine rack. You could buy teen magazines. It was the go-to place. And when I ride my bike, I'd come uptown here and just park my bike and then sit on the fence. Wasn't very comfortable. But the other spot that was really popular that we loved is the Aladdin. This is the one location that hasn't changed. And it feels like when you walk in, you're going to sit down and have the same foods that were served back in the 60s. But their menus changed. I still like to go here. I love their omelets. And this was called Home of the Fudge Cake, the Aladdin restaurant. So we'd come uptown during our lunch hour in high school. And we'd have an hour, we'd come in, we'd have pizza burgers usually, and get back to class, which was down at the corner of Granger and Broadway. And then after school, my girlfriend and I would walk up here, and we'd get it was called a yum yum, but they called it fudge cake. And it was a hot, warm brownie with vanilla ice cream and fudge sauce. And that doesn't look any different than the 60s. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, I hate this. We have to cross the street to an empty lot, but this is where the Opera House was, over here. So we have the church, you see the Baptist church in the picture with the steeple, but our Opera House is gone. And this is where we saw movies. You know, week of classes. Or go on the weekends. And the movies were so cool. We had great movies back then. The Graduate, Love Story, Easy Rider, Midnight Cowboy. These movies were counterculture. They really spoke to what was going on in society at the time. And it wasn't always something your parents would want to go see. These movies were really directed towards the youth. Everything is really gone, physically gone, except for the Aladdin. And the coffee shop has been morphed from a drugstore into the coffee shop. Okay, now we're going to head out to Spring Valley Pool. And it started in 1931. About friends of my parents, their parents started the pool, and then it was handed down through the generations. And finally, after 71 years, the third generation just said, hey, we got things, we're busy, you know, going different directions, and we can't manage the pool anymore. So it just so happened that the families got so fractioned out and split up that everyone wanted to go in different directions. So they sold the pool, and about 2004, I think. I'm not real sure. I wasn't living here. Let's see. Okay, so Spring Valley, when Memorial Day weekend hit, we hit on our bikes. We got on our bikes and traveled out here and spent every day, I bet, for the full summer, from 10:30 to 3:30. We would head out, sun, have our lunch at the snack shack and put on our baby oil and iodine and just soak up the rays. It was a ball. We really had fun. And I can recall probably 5 of my girlfriends. We were kind of tight, close, and we'd usually just know to meet out there every day. And I don't know what we talked about. I mean, that's crazy, but we'd sit there for 4 hours a day or whatever, 4 or 5 hours. The sun, and sometimes we'd see our girlfriends' mothers sitting there doing needlework. We didn't care what we were talking about. Probably a little party we went to that weekend, but you know, yelling and playing, and the sounds of a swimming pool in the summer. It's just so, to me, relaxing. I love it. So here we are. You can kind of get a little panoramic view of the pool. There were tennis courts up front here. And now they're gone. It was really popular. You'd see people really having a ball playing tennis, usually older folks. And then here's the area. Wow. All that kind of straw-like sticky, that was where all the pool was. It's just amazing that it's sad.
It was all water?
Yeah, it was all water. And there was the snack shack was here in the green grassed area, and then the high dive, low dive was over on this left, and then the bridge went to the snack area, and then over where those stones are was kind of the shelter house where we'd change our clothes. But can you imagine this pool here? Oh, this is just, you know, we could come out and have a high school reunion out here, but I would say I wouldn't recommend it, and I usually make plans for our high school reunions because this is so sad. You know, I don't care if they put volleyball nets up here, what they do, you know, it overwhelms you to be here and to know the fun we had. But future generations won't even know what happened out here. It's all history. But such vivid memories. So precious and